My name is
Okay.
Tim and I'm the Director of Empowerment Programs, and we are going to get comfortable today by having a mixer.
And I'm Darlene, and I'm his sidekick. Um, I'm one of the trainers here at DVU. And so, yeah, so today we're just talking about socializing. The plan is that eventually we're going to break out into in three different groups, okay? Meaning you'll go in one group for 15 minutes, and then the next time, then you come back, then you go to another group. So we're mixing it up, okay? If you are a Spanish speaking person, you're always going to go into the Spanish speaking group, and other people will filter in to make it different, because on Zoom we can only have one Spanish speaking group at this activity, this Communication Access Connect. So we'll guide you through this process. It'll be something, okay? So anyways, so Tim and I want to get started, start the group off with just talking about like this is about socializing. This is about friendships. This is about getting to know people, getting to meet people. And we have no idea how you do that in your life. If you want to meet more people, if you want to help us figure out how to get to know people. I know, William, you have lots of stuff and background on meeting people and having a life now with friends, but Tim, I know how I meet people and how many friends I want to have and all that kind of stuff, but do you have anything what do you think about when you think about socializing, Tim or William?
Okay, you ready?
You got something, William? All right, hang on, let me spotlight you. Go for it.
No.
Friends find each other with the opportunities to do so. This is something that my two best friends and I had to advocate for. We met in a social skills class, but soon realized we wanted more than a class once a week. We advocated for real opportunities where we could experience community and friendship together as VAC users. Formed over French fries and an epic conversation, we have been friends ever since. I believe in society becoming a world of possibilities.
Yep. Yeah, beyond it's not skills, it's opportunities, right? Thanks, William. That was perfect.
I like to meet people everywhere I go, as long as we have the same interests. We just hang out, even when we are not talking, like going to a movie.
Okay. I'm actually not comfortable meeting new people. I like my little friend group. It's not a little, it's a big friend group, but my friend group. I like my work group. I compartmentalize them. Sometimes I mix them up, but I'm not a person that goes to parties and meets new people very well. I'm just not comfortable with that.
Where am I in your group?
You're in my social I started off as a work friend, and then just now as a friend. But they're friends that you hang out with that I hang out with. I mean, those friends. Then you have families, and family friends, and community friends. Neighborhood friends are all different. We all have, I think, like different pods, right? But you meet people by, like you said, William, having opportunities, right? Yeah. I don't I'm not a person who would approach somebody and just start talking to them. Like I wouldn't do that. You are. Yeah, I can't do that. Right? I mean, I could if I felt comfortable, but I don't. So everybody's different. All right. Let's see. I'm looking to see if William had anything to add. Okay, no? All right. So what we want to do, we're going to get Christina in here. And she's going to set us up to do breakout rooms, not breakup. Talking about friends and we're breaking up already. Breakout rooms. And our first breakout room, we're just each going to talk about, and this is an opportunity for you to make friends. I mean, if you guys don't know each other and you click in some fashion, then, you know, let's figure out ways to share in the chats about your, share your email addresses or your text, you know, phone numbers for texting or however you communicate with others, right? Share that if you want to. But in this first group, we're going to talk about the wheres and the hows that we are comfortable with. As you can see, like Tim and I, different people, okay? Where he meets people and where I meet people, different things, right? What are your barriers? What kind of obstacles do you come across? So Christina, are you in here?
Yes. Give me.
Okay, tell us when you're ready to do whatever it is you want us to do.
Okay, I have created the breakout rooms and I'm gonna open them right now. So you all should have, well, not everybody. Some of you may have been given a little pop-up on your Zoom asking you to accept. That's gonna move you to a breakout room. If you have not received that pop-up breakout room question, that is okay. That means that you're going to be staying in the main room with us, and we're going to be having our own breakout session in this main room. So you do not have to move anywhere. That is mainly for those who require Spanish interpretation. And then the other ones are randomly assigned. So if you have been given a tab from Zoom saying, please move to this breakout room, please press accept, and you'll automatically be moved into the breakout room. Everyone else, it is a-okay if you stay in here. We'll be having our own breakout room in this session, in this main room.
Okay, have fun. What do we got? We got Jennifer. I don't know who else we're going to have, if anybody. Let's wait and see. A couple seconds here.
Hello.
Hi. Wait. Okay, who else do we have? Vladimitra? I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Okay, and then
It's Valdemitra.
Valdemitra.
Valdemitra, yes.
Nice to meet you. Are there any other people coming in, Christine? Okay, here we go. Sonia. Okay. Hi, Sonia.
Okay, this is a good start. Hi, Zenaida.
Hi, Zenaida. You see a Zenaida?
Yeah.
Okay. Not sure how, but okay. Oh, I see how you see him. Okay, great. Gotcha. All right, so we got us and then Jennifer, Sonia, Consuela, Flor, Valdemitra, and Zenaida. All right. So we do have some Spanish speaking people here, which is fine because we have the interpreters. So it'll be all good. But are all of you guys, is everyone here an AAC user, or are you family or worker people? Put in the chat like how you got here. Sonia says hello, everybody. Flor, if you are a working person, a professional, a family, or a communicator, I guess I'll call it. What do we have? So that'll make a difference point of view wise, right?
Oh, no, perdón, solo estaba saludando.
Hi. So put in the chat or say it out loud. We're hopefully going to start talking out loud here. What your role is. Am I seeing? Okay, here we go. Okay, so Valdemitra is a mother of an SDP participant. Okay. Sonia, what is it that you do? Are you a worker in person, a professional? Are you a communicator or are you a family?
Ah, sí, buenas tardes. No, soy la madre tengo dos hijos con autismo. Sí.
Okay, cool. Okay. Jennifer says she's a community member interested in the topic. Okay, excellent, excellent. Good resource. All right. Well, I'm a professional / community member. And Tim is a communicator, so welcome. What we wanted to think about or brainstorm with everybody. Hi, Elena. What we wanted to brainstorm first was where do you guys go? And let's take ourselves off mute if you don't mind, or if you do mind, please put it in the chat. But we're going to be socializing. So make sure you are in. Wait, someone's got a question about the Spanish English. If you're not hearing English when people speak Spanish, please let me know and I can help you get into the English channel. Okay, make sure you're in the English channel. Where do you meet people? Just in your own life, where do you go to meet people? I know for me, I meet most of my people at work. That's probably it. I'm kind of that way. Most of my people I meet at work. Most of you, Valdemita?
I work with a lot of people in the public, and also my spiritual family. I get to meet a lot of different people.
Okay, so you have a community resource too. Anybody else? Okay, so what else we have? I'm trying to read this chat at the same time. Everything's flying on my screen. Hang on. How about Jennifer? Where do you go to meet people?
I belong to some community organizations. That's where I meet people. I also do some glass work. So I've been putting myself out there to meet people and share the art that I'm doing.
Okay. Glass work. That's nice.
Yeah.
I love glass work. How about you, Elena? Where do you go to meet people?
There we go. Mostly through work, church, and some self-advocacy groups.
Okay. Are these groups like in-person groups or are they online groups?
They're mostly online. I think I've met maybe like 3 of the 30 or so people one of my groups in person. Even though we're all in LA. Like it just
Yeah. Who is it? Okay, so Marlene, I don't know if I'm saying that right. She goes to church. Is it Marlene? You want to say it? You can say it.
Hi, good afternoon. Yeah, I go to church, I go to my husband's office, school, get involved in school, parties, community events. I love to meet people.
Okay, you're a social person then, like
Here,
Tim.
right here.
Okay, like Tim. Yeah, not like me. So, okay, go Tim.
When you meet people, do you share a common interest?
Well, first, how would you know? Like wherever you meet them, I guess, right? In the context. Yeah. So Marlene, she gets to meet people who like to do their taxes.
I'm here in the office right now.
Right. But you meet people at work, yeah. But like church, that's a common interest place, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I love to
Yeah.
listen. Yeah.
So here's a thought. Of the places that we go to meet people, where is it most likely that we're going to make a friend?
When you
Would it be
serve,
work? Would it be church? Say it again, Marlene?
yeah, you likely make a friend. In my own experience is when you serve. I think we are here in this world to serve others.
When you serve others.
Yeah.
So in serving others, you're making friends.
Sharing, yeah, sharing what you know, sharing what you have. my opinion, my concept of favor when you do a favor to somebody is not what is not leftovers. Yeah, it has to be some sacrifice to serve somebody. So then it's a favor. In my concept of favor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Amy was saying that she meets people at her day program or out when she goes out dancing. I guess you can go out dancing, Amy. So it goes back to what Tim's saying, common interest, right? Elena says mostly work and the self-advocacy groups. Most church folk are acquaintances for me, and there's not a lot of singles. Ladamitra's saying the same thing here. So, okay. So I think when we're thinking about ourselves, if you're a communicator, or you know, a person who is looking to make more friends, or if you're a person that's supporting individuals, like Jennifer's talking about being a community member looking for opportunities, it sounds like, and this has been my experience working and hanging out with William and his friends, is that it's about the opportunities, right? It's not about the social skills training. It's not about teaching people how to make a friend. It's about being in a place where you can make a friend, right? Being somewhere. So being in a service group, being on a team, being around other people. And I think that by welcoming other people into our communities, that's one way that we can support individuals, right? Amy says, yeah, her dance in her class. So if that's where you meet people, Amy, then great. If you want to meet other people, you might want to go take more classes, it sounds like. Sounds like that's up your alley. Jennifer, sharing common interests helps me to find common ground with other. Okay, so I have, that's one problem I have with the HCBS ruling, is that the messaging is don't hang out with other people with disabilities. And so then you're not necessarily, for a lot of people, they're not hanging out with people with common interests, because their friends are, that's their friends, right? And now we're saying, don't hang out with your friends, go hang out with other people, make new friends. And so I get that it's important, but it's a continuum, I think, anyways. Okay, we're gonna go back to our next group.
Thank you.
I think we are.
I think they're coming back into the room that we're already in, Darlene, because we're the
Perfect.
like.
Yep. I think it's happening. All right, welcome back. Oh, there's an interest for Elena, her puppy. Tim, you gonna start us off? Looks like you're working on something. We're waiting. Tim's starting us off on this conversation, so we're hanging in silence for a second.
Darlene, if you and I didn't know each other through work, I'm pretty sure that I would meet you wherever I at, like a concert or wherever, and most likely I would be the icebreaker, since you enjoy staying in your circle.
Yep. Yep, that would be me. I mean, I would see you, but you know, I wouldn't know as much as I know now about you. All right, is everybody back in? I think so, huh? So what were some of what kind of things did you guys come up? What was a conclusion? What did your groups come up with? Anybody want to share? You could be the group leaders or the group members, either way. Where are people making friends?
Well, I think one of the themes that came out in our group, and we had parents in it, and there's a strong desire to meet people, and people were in their sort of programs and the structured things, but there's definitely a need, identified for more opportunities and for more natural kinds of opportunities that maybe happen without so much parent work on behalf, but it's so great to talk about this. I feel like we basically got to like question one. So
That's great. Okay. So I think it was a theme for ours as well, opportunities. Who else had a group? Anybody or want to add points? Okay, Christiana?
We talked about the difference with as you get older, from school where you had people around, and then even with COVID and stuff, that it made it a bit harder to see people or to find people, and that the things that how we found people was that doing things that we were interested in to find people that had similar interests to us.
Us too. A similar interest thing. Monica?
I'd like to share, and Tina, if you want to pop in at all, feel free. But I thought it was interesting that Tina finds a lot of her socialization through one organization, but there's a lot, so that's through her church, but there's a lot of variety there. So there's different types of groups. So it's not just going to a service, there's different social opportunities. So I like that there's variety, even though it stems from one place. I wouldn't have thought of it as having so much variety. I thought that was interesting.
You want to add to that, Tina?
I thought it was interesting that we all seem to have similar barriers because we all work at home.
Hard to meet people, huh?
Yeah, it's hard to meet people when most of your activities are at home.
So we were talking about having social places that you meet people, like the churches. That was the big theme that came up, or community service groups, of some getting involved, I guess is what we would say then, huh? Getting involved in some other avenue, and being a part of something that Marlene, what you were talking about, being a part of service is how she sees her friendships growing together, is by being a part of it together and having a service that you're providing to others, and a purpose, I guess, right? But I like that you guys shared that, yeah, getting out of the house is part of the barriers. But there's so many Zoom things too. I mean, don't leave it out. You could go find people through Zoom. There's Meetup. I don't know if anybody there's hiking groups. There's groups that do everything. I mean, it's kind of scary to look into common interest and find people. There's other people that do those kind of things, it really could get into a lot of stuff, right? Tamara, you have anything to add? I think one of the things that we talked a moment about in our group too, that I think I brought up, was that, it's like you've said, William, it's about the opportunity to meet people. And so it's not about if you're a person that's supporting an individual who needs services or is used to going to services, as in regional center services, then it's not about having a social skills group. It's about having an opportunity to hang out with people, right? That's what it's about. And so getting involved in groups of people so maybe if you're doing an SDP, right, your funding isn't about joining the group, because that group probably doesn't have a membership fee, but it's about making sure you have staff to help you be there when you want to be there, right? It's not about the fee that it costs to go into the group, because that's just a group in the community that you're joining, but you need to have staff to go there with you so that you can be a part of the group, right? Thinking about your budgets that way. Tim, I don't want to move on until you're talking to me, so.
I just wanted to just jump in just in what you were saying, Darlene, about, you know, and Tina too, about, you know, where so many of us are working from home and there's like, it's Zoom all the time. And, you know, there's a real craving to have real life, you know, but I gotta say that, you know, I am amazed at what great relationships, and I feel like be open to every kind of thing, because you really get to know people that live all over the place, and you know, and then maybe make plans, you know, to get together and just get outside of like what you would normally be kind of, you know, checking out. So I feel like even the opportunities that we already have that feel like they're limiting, there are ways to get some really deep relationships out of them. And I would just keep that in mind.
I like that.
I think next week or 2 weeks, I'm going to a brewery to see William and how he helped make a beer on the menu and I don't even drink. There is opportunities everywhere to meet people.
And William doesn't even drink either.
And yet there's a beer with his name on it.
William, you can feel free to share about that, William. But you, Nina, you brought up creating opportunities for yourself, and one of the barriers, and I know that for my friends, this was years ago, we saw that we wanted to create an opportunity to get together more consistently because we saw that the time was stretching out. Like, oh gosh, it's been 3 months since we saw each other as a group, you know, because time escapes you, right? And so we just designed our own format, which at that time was to just get together once a month, and each month somebody had to take turns planning it. And we put a budget on it, and that became the fun part of it, really. But the challenge was to get creative and see where you could bring all your friends to. But the point was, we saw a barrier because time was like getting away, right? And we didn't like that. We liked it when we were hanging out more. So we took the initiative, not me personally, but the whole group of us took the initiative to design something so that we would be getting together more often and doing fun things and doing things outside of the box. Like I went to things that I would never have gone to do because other friends were like, hey, let's go do this. We went as a group, and anyways, it's a way. So if you have a barrier, my point is, if you have a barrier, you know, think about what can I contribute to this relationship, friendship thing that I'm trying to foster with these other people that could maybe overcome that barrier. Like you might come up with this great idea. So
right. Yeah, exactly. Being open and creative, I think, in things that seem like, you know, something you never would do, but kind of be open to it, is always, it's easier said than done, but it's really worthwhile.
All right. Okay, let's move on to group 2. And so you'll meet new people. All right. In group 2, we're going to talk about sharing our interests, just because that's how we get to know each other. People, what are your interests? There might be a business ventures. It might be personal interests. It might be future goals. All right. So we're going to share that in talents and gifts, that kind of thing. Christina's sending us on our way. I feel like we should have music or something, Tim, because if Alicia was doing this, she'd have like all this music going in between, but I don't know how to do that, like effectively. Now I gotta see who the participants are that are coming into the group. Christina, did you move us?
Yes, people, you have about, actually you have a lot of people today.
Oh, we have a lot of people. Yeah, I see only Tim and I. Why is that?
You can go to your gallery view.
Okay, I am in my gallery view.
Oh.
I still only see Tim and I want to see everybody's faces. We're trying to be friendly here. We got Elena, we got Avilia, we got Jenny, we've got Molly. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Mari, Pancho. Oh, here's Jenny. Great. Sonia, Virginia, Zenaida, Alvar,
Hello.
Rasheen. Okay, hi, everybody. If you can put your cameras on, that would be great. If you aren't comfortable, then make sure you chime in either in the chat or in the some fashion, which I'm trying to not block you. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hi. All right, welcome. So what
I see Pancho and Alvar, and we are AAC users.
Okay, cool. So Nacho and Pancho and Alvar? Okay. Cool. If you guys can get onto the screen, I don't know why I'm only seeing 2 people. Do you only see 4 people, Tim? Oh, here come people. There's Pancho. Awesome. Okay. All right. So thinking about, hi Molly, hi Jenny, hi Rasheen. Are you all just real quickly, tell us, are you a communicator? Are you a support person? Are you a professional or family? What are you, what brings you here?
I'm Rasheen Simoni, and I have a daughter who's 24 years old on the spectrum, and I'm a support. I am trying to find opportunities to make more friends and be more in the community. And I just love DVU. I like to come to all their sessions, but primarily that's why I'm here, to see what people are doing.
Cool. So if so when you're sharing, think about what your daughter's sharing, because this is how we're gonna make friends here. Okay.
Right. That's our hand. Yes, we all.
Yeah. How about you? How about everybody else? What do we got going on here? Alvar says he's he's a communicator, AAC user. Yep. Jenny.
Hi, I'm Jenny. I am a family member supporting 21-year-old and a 19-year-old in their journey to SDP, and I'm curious about if anyone has been successful around Apple Watches and maybe some of the rationale behind it. They've given my sister like an Angel Sense, which is like a location tracker, which helps, but one of my sisters, Julie, has seizures, and we'd like to be on top of her biometrics. So like heart rate, oxygen levels, she had one actually this past Monday, and seizures are damaging to the brain. And so regional center, there's like all these tests and yada, yada. So I'm just curious if others have journeyed through, seizures, epilepsies, and if you have any insights, that'd be helpful.
A lot of people have seizure in their journeys. Yes. I don't know if anybody's used the Apple Watches, but I think theoretically they make sense, but somebody was saying something about how it might not cover exactly what you need, but anybody else could, okay, Tim's sending me messages here. Anyways, if somebody knows something about the Apple Watches, message Jenny, please. Okay. Okay, Molly, Pancho, who are you and what do you do? Go for it, Molly. You have 5 kids, 2 with autism and 2 with speech and language impairments, and you're a parent mentor. Okay, so you're looking for ways for your kids to be social, I'm guessing. And then Christine, I saw you. So Ryan, I don't know if Ryan's here.
Hi, sorry, I'm not ready to show my video, but yeah, no, Ryan is in the playroom.
Okay, so but
I just joined in.
So you're just thinking about, Ryan. Okay, so then Pancho's saying he's an AAC user and he's still learning to learn. Okay, feel free to write in the chat, but let's think about what are people's interests, because maybe we're going to find common grounds here, because we talked about in the first group opportunities, right? So like I'm interested in, I go to concerts, that's my thing. Rock and roll concerts, that's my thing. Okay, classic rock. And then I'm also interested in riding motorcycles and taking excursions and seeing the countryside on the motorcycle. That's what I do for fun. Other than that, I really love my work, so I do a lot of time with my work. But that's me. So what are some of your people's interests? Like, think about what are they interested in? Nothing's too quirky. Believe me, there are quirky groups out there. So what are some of the things that you or your kids or the people that you're here for, what are they interested in? Like Tim's interested in concerts too, but not the same kind of concerts. We're not going to see each other at a concert. Because we don't go to the same music. Unless he wants to come to my music, because I'm not going to his. Anybody?
Ryan is interested in music.
Music, okay.
And computers.
Music and computer. Well, there's gonna be a whole lot of people interested in computers. Okay. Yeah. What does Ryan like specifically to do with computers?
So he's more like with his iPad more than anything, and he likes to make music. So he goes into there's like a DJ site that he has, and he makes music. So we're thinking of sending him to DJing classes, because he does sometimes come when he's in the playroom, he has like these very interesting combinations of music.
Ooh,
yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, this is good. There's plenty of people who like to finagle and play around with music. Okay. What else do we have? Julie and Sharon love cooking and baking. Okay, that's a good one. And they there's lots of cooking classes are good. Cooking Christmas time you can do a cookie exchange. That gets you some friends and get involved in cookie exchanges. Molly says her son loves to make videos, record himself, or make a podcast. Wow, and he's 9. Okay, well, except for the age thing, he might be a good person for Ryan to meet. Because Ryan's liking to do that with the music, but that would be kind of weird because Ryan's an adult. But I love that you love there. I do know other people who like to do that though, that are your age. Okay, then what else do we have? Julie's 21, Sharon's 19. All right. So looking, I think, and especially if you're an SDP, looking around your community for cooking classes. I know I have clients who just take cooking classes.
My interests are all over the place, but I really like eating all different types of food and music. But I used to be really interested in reading books. Your interests changed over time.
That's a good point. Book clubs, yeah. Okay, so Pancho says he loved the meetings you do. Sorry, don't get there. Okay, that's all right, Pancho. So Pancho, we are your socializing, huh? We have to be committed to having fun so that we can make sure Pancho's having a good time. Oh, is this the music maker here? I mean, the video recorder here? Peeking his head in? Yeah, cool. Okay. Cool, Pancho. Pancho, where do you live? Like what city? What are some of the, so we got the talents and the gifts. Let's see what Pancho's going to say. I'm looking at the groups. Okay, so we've got music people, we've got video people. There's going to be a lot of people who like to put videos together and like to put music together. We just have to start looking for those people. And I bet you a lot of them are going to be online. Right? But she's interested in learning language like Spanish, Korean, and Japanese. Wow. Okay. So taking classes are going to be a good place to start. Or festivals for Julie. She might enjoy that, going to cultural festivals. I don't know where you live, but okay, so Jenny she lives in San Luis Obispo. I want to live in San Luis Obispo, Jenny. That would be awesome. Alvar says, I like music as well. Books, reading, and research are all my favorites of mine. Writing too. I'm thinking of going to a poetry reading in a couple of weeks to listen and share. I also like to meet advocacy for groups like at DVU. So Alvar, Otto runs a book club out of the Autism Tree Project. I don't know if you're into that, but there is a book club that meets monthly. Pancho lives in Sonoma. Okay, well, that's another good place I wouldn't mind living. All right. But easier to hang out if we were closer, huh? I know Jenny might. Alvar says, I'll have to look that up. Thanks. Yeah, that's another opportunity, that social group. There is an online book club called through the Autism Tree Project that meets once a month if anybody's into books. And it's online. So anybody can join. Jenny, my husband was trying to get me to come up there next week, but I just can't figure out how to do it because he has the week off and he just figured that out. Cool. All right. So putting your interests out there and looking online, it doesn't have to be a special ed group. It's just a group of people hanging out, doing the thing you like to do. All right. And if you don't get to get out of the house much, then look for the online things. Okay. So like for you, Pancho, if getting out of the house is harder to do, connect with, if you have an interest other than DVU, there's going to be a Zoom group, I'm pretty sure. And Tim and I would be happy to help you. Zenaita's asking, asking about groups for people with autism. Is that what you're asking, Zenaita? Somebody help her or me? Can you name the, okay, yeah, I'll put that out there. It's the Autism Tree Project. Autism Tree Project. I'll try and find the website. And it's a book club. I don't think Otto's in here right now, but I'll find it. Yeah, that would be great. All right. So this is the moral of the story is get involved and don't forget to do Zooms if you can, if you have to. That's totally fine. Oh, thank you, Christina, for finding that. I don't know what book they're reading this month, but it's bound to be fun. They are in San Diego also, but you don't have to be in San Diego to join the group. Okay. We're going to go back in a second here, so I'm not starting a new conversation. Pancho says, I'm in a clinical trial conducted by, oh, cool. Excellent.
I am a member of Costco group online, and we only talk about Costco.
Are you serious? Okay, so when I say there's a group for everything, I didn't realize you were going to come back with that. And so you only talk about Costco. See, there really is a group for everything, you guys. That is hilarious. I'm sure there's a Trader Joe group too.
Yes, there's a Trader Joe for busy moms. And there's like Trader Joe's for kosher food on Facebook. So yes, there is. But you don't make friends, you just make comments, really.
Well, that's where you start. That's where you start, right?
Correct.
So you start meeting people. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is funny. Okay. So so in our group, we were talking about how there's a group for everybody. There's a group for everything. And our friend Tim Jin just said to me, our group rather, that say it, Tim, say it. Do you still have it?
I am a member of Costco group online, and we only talk about Costco.
Okay. So
Okay,
there's
is
a
that
group
real?
for everything.
Really? Wow, Tim. Wow. That's amazing.
And
Wow.
Tim, how did you find this group? Word of mouth? Or did you search it? Costco has a group, you guys, if you're into Costco. And we were saying Trader Joe's did, and then somebody said, yes, there is a Trader Joe's group. So
Yeah, I think I have heard of that, but somehow, for some reason, that makes more sense than Costco. But, you know, it's an interest. That's great.
yeah. And then there's the Trader Joe's podcast. Yes.
Oh, that's
Which I've never listened to.
okay. This is good to know.
Yeah. Tim's gonna tell us how, so anybody come up with any great interests that they should share that are unique? We had people who were interested in just DJing. So that would be a good group to get together with. And then we had people who are interested in, what was it, Molly? It was making videos on a certain topic, though. Was it a certain topic? Making videos, makes videos, records himself, or makes podcasts, and he's 9 years old. So young people making videos. It's making podcasts. Okay. Yes.
I think Deva's showing you some of what we talked about.
Deva's hair?
It doubles as a wig, but it's not her hair.
And how is that related, Deva? Like you're interested in hair making people? Wig makers?
She's a weaver. Is that the right? Spinner. See? Thank you, Deva.
Oh, she's a hair spinner or a thread spinner.
Wool spinner. Wool.
A thread spinner. I love that.
And then yarn.
And you, or she can wear them. I was watching you and I'm like, what is she doing? That's so great. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if anybody needs any hair and lives up, you're up north, right, Deva?
Yes, I'm in almost in Oregon.
Oakland?
Almost in Oregon.
Oregon, okay. All right, so really north.
Yeah. Where?
So if you're interested in hair or spinning threads, connect with Deva.
Yeah.
We had a person who's doing crochet, creating micro enterprise. We had a person who's becoming an independent facilitator, and we had people who were interested in advocacy. I thought, well, what a great place to be. So we had lots of interests in there.
Great. Well, and you're making me think, Christiana, that like we had some people interested that said that DVU was kind of one of the meetings where a place that they come to socialize. And so I just literally just popped in my head. I don't know if Judy Mark's online or not, but she'll be happy if I say this. So if you are those people who come to DVU because this is your socializing, get more active in DVU, right? Like if you go out, I'm just going to say this because Tim would say it if it was me, but if you go out and do something with DVU and Tim's involved, he's taking you to lunch. Okay. So
It's true. And
that's just
it's
what he
true.
does. So he's a great one to connect. If Tim's got something going on, join his thing. You know, if you're a part of this DVU for socializing reasons and advocacy reasons, it's a double whammy if you get involved with Tim.
And he's a foodie, so he picks good restaurants. Just saying.
Formica tables. Okay, that's usually what he does. Okay, so Molly said career. What is Molly writing? What is that? Molly, can you say what that is?
Making
Oh,
manualidades,
crafts.
like
Okay.
crafting.
Crafting. Okay. And Pancho says, I enjoy working on my website. Okay, awesome. Website developers or people who need websites. Malugeta said sport activity group for teens around the West Side Regional Center. So people who like teens that like to be outside running around doing stuff together, basically, right? All right. And grab these names if these people are people that you can connect with. Zenaida. I have to tell Zenaida my Zenaida story, Monica. So you guys, Zenaida is my favorite winery in Paso Robles. So every time I see that, I'm like, oh, Zenaida. I want to go to Zenaida. So Zenaida, you're reminding me. My son likes to build computers. He has already built his own. Wow. Oh, and don't forget to turn your English back on. I did. I forgot. Oh, it's still on. Okay, good. All right, very cool. Okay, so
And
exchange numbers. Go.
Elena shared with us about organization meetup.com, because we were talking about in our group that sometimes people like their interests are very kind of solo and more, tend more towards the introvert, like drawing or, writing. And, so the meetup.com sounds like a great place for neurodivergent, all kinds of, groups that, might be some place to find like-minded folks. And but also we were talking about it would be great to have like an introverts.com, or something like Introverts Are Us, because where you love, your interests are kind of more solitary, but it would be nice to also, connect with people that share the same thing in a way that's manageable. And Elena pointed out as well, which I really appreciated, that often meeting people first on Zoom, meeting people first online and remotely gets you comfortable before then meeting up. So anyway, it's, there's so much to think about with all of this. It's so great.
So I love the introverts.com. That's catchy. Is it already taken, Elena? You should look that up. But I wanted to point out that don't second guess, oh, my person doesn't have enough communication skills to join that group. Because if you're truly joining a group of interest, it's not going to matter. Okay? So if your interest is DJing music videos, like you're either going to come out of your shell because you're like, oh my gosh, all these people love DJ music stuff, right? Or they're not going to care because you're just part of their group. So it kind of neutralizes a little bit the whole barrier thing. So don't be thinking, oh, my person doesn't have enough communication. All right, if anybody's thinking that, don't do that, because you're going to join like-minded people, and they're going to get you because they're going to get you because of the like-mindedness, not because of the communication difference. Okay, think about that. David said, I would start a disability and fiber arts group on Zoom if there is enough interest. Deva, I was out in Borrego Springs this weekend, and there were so many people spinning their yarn out there. I was like, what? Oh, they're like in the same place. I've never seen so many people. There's like 5 booths with people spinning their yarn. I've never seen that before. It's a thing. All right, third group, third time we're going to get together. Nina, you want to break us out, Nina? We were talking the
Sure.
other day about friendships and relationships.
Right.
And
Yeah,
time-
this next thing, we've talked about kind of where, where things are happening, where we go, and what interests are. But and this one we wanted just to get people's thoughts and get people talking about friendships and what kinds of friendships, what kinds of relationships you have now, want in the future, and are healthy versus not healthy relationships, and strategies for initiating and maintaining these like kind of meaningful connections with folks, and boundaries, those kinds of issues. So those are the kinds of things we're going to be talking about. It's like, what kinds of relationships do you want out of all of this, out of the socializing, out of the networking? Like, where do you want this mixer to lead you eventually? So that's where we're going. Did you want to elaborate on that, Darlene?
I wanted to add to, in this conversation, let's add to, like, what supports do you think you or your persons need to accomplish this? Okay, because so many times people just say fly, and they're like, we need support to get there. We need support to be a part of it. We need support to carry through with this. We need support to make sure my calendar is not so full that I can't ever go to these things again, So think about the support piece as well. So go ahead and bring us out to our breakout groups, please, Christina. Okay. Pancho, I'm just asking because you're in all these groups. Are you bilingual, Pancho? Oh, cool. Okay, great. And are you using iGay system? I'm just curious. An air mouse. Wow. All right, cool. I love that. Okay, let me see who's in our group here. Did it again. Close it out every time. All right. Oh, Judy's here. Were your ears burning? We were talking about you.
Oh, I am here. I'm sorry. I've been dealing with a bunch of other stuff and I'm just coming in.
No, I was just saying a lot of people come to DBU for socializing.
Yeah.
And so I was saying to the group that get involved in DBU. We're always looking for more people. And then that creates a little group for everybody, to further their connections, right? So that was good. Okay. So in this time slot, we're kind of talking about what kind of friendships do you want to have? How do you identify that this is not a healthy friendship for me, or this is a healthy friendship for me? What are you going to need to actually create to maintain these friendships? Most importantly, not just create them, but maintain them. And how do you set those kind of boundaries and stuff? So I know for me, the kind of friendships I like to have are like-minded people. How else would I describe the kind of friendships I like to have? I'm not a person that I don't like to go out every night of the week kind of thing. I like friends that understand that I'm probably going to talk to them or be with them every month or two. Thanks, Pancho. I'll look it up. Thanks. But that's me, those are the kind of friendships I like to have. Not demanding friendships. I'm a terrible friend. I'm a terrible gift giver. I'm just not that person. That's not me. How about you guys, or the people you're here for? You can raise your hand or jump on the chat. Tim's typing at the same time here. Anybody want to say? Christine, go for it. Let me make you unmute yourself. Hang on.
Okay,
There you go.
so
Yeah.
I'm thinking for Ryan, I mean, that's something we're starting to work on, really, to have like a social skills group and things like that. And that's why we wanted to increase a little bit the communication. But I think for him, what I've seen is I try to make like groups for him, and we go out and then the parents sit in one table and the our children sit differently. They walk together, they have to walk together. And I think for Ryan, just kind of being with his next to his friends and just taking a walk or just sitting down and eating, even if there's no conversation, it's rewarding. And that's what I've seen. He looks forward to that. So that's kind of for him what I have seen, just walking together, and he has an older friend that always puts his arm around him, and that's important. And he just simple stuff like that.
Anybody? I was thinking about, because I was thinking about Ryan today about this, and that for those people who use communication systems that are people dependent, right? That if you're a people dependent communicator, then you have to have your communication partner next to you, and otherwise you don't get to participate in the conversation. And so how do you then all become part of the group? So like I have a few groups that are communication partner dependent people. And when the communication partners haven't been a part of the group, not just a support person for the person, but become a part of the group, it's very different. Once your support person becomes a part of the group, then but knows how to not take over. Like they can't take over for you, but they also can't sit there shyly, because then they don't even help you say anything. It's just this awkward spot that people are in. But the more social the communication partner is in general, I've noticed, for those who are communication partner dependent, that is, the more active the person's lifestyle becomes. That's what I've noticed that. Because you might need help initiating, I don't know if you have an opinion different, Tim, or not, but that's what I've noticed. Yeah. Pancho's, okay, so Kathy says that Philip likes to go to zoos. He has friends that we all go to the zoo together, amusement parks feed the dogs, nature. So he goes places with his friends then, Kathy. Is that what you're saying? That's cool. Again, okay. Texting each other, that's a good way to go, right? Sending text and staying in contact, sending those stupid GIF things to each other. That's a good thing. Go, Tim.
I like meaningful friendships, regardless what we are doing and how involved we are. I only see my best mate every 4 to 6 months, and we don't talk often, but when we meet up, we instantly connect again, where we left off from last time.
Yeah, and that's what the rest of us do as well, that you don't have to see people every day or every week, but you do have to maintain a common interest, right? That's important. We're meeting up at the Free Friday Grand Prix. Who's saying this? Kathy. Oh, okay. So Philip's group is going to go to the Free Friday Grand Prix on the, is that this Friday? When is the Grand Prix? No, April. We're in March, right? For all you car buffs out there. Yeah, in April. Yeah. That's a good one.
Long Beach.
Long Beach, yep, Long Beach Grand Prix. Phillips to Long Beach. Are you going? Oh, okay. It's too noisy for me. Too loud. And I don't get it. I don't get what the driving in circles is all about. I don't get it. Okay, but there is a website that has free parking and codes for the tickets. Yeah, cool. So is meeting in Pepsi Pepsi 38 is the code. Thanks, Kathy. Is that like some people just want to meet on Zoom with people and that's their friend fix and that's perfectly fine. You know? Is that enough? Have you ever had any friendships that you're going, okay, this is not a good friendship for me? If you're not Tim, he can't talk about his list is too long. But or even if you're supporting somebody who you see them having a toxic friendship, what do you do about that? Pancho says, I have loads of friends. That's a good thing. I guess I'm in a nursing home. So where you live, those people, all the people you live with, they're your friends, Pancho? I hope that's what you're saying. Okay, cool. That's perfect. That's perfect. Some of my friends, we dream of living all together and just hanging out together. And, you know, that would be to us a great place, a great way to live too. You have different circumstances, I understand, but it can be a good thing, right? If you're a shy person, I think you have to allow time to build the relationships, right? Yeah. It's just not going to be bam. You're instantly friends. It's not just joining, like showing up. You have to like get connected, right, to the group, but in a healthy way. Tim's talking here, so.
I cut my friendship off when they don't recognize my staff as an advocate for me.
Okay. That's a good thing. That's something that might come. Is it possible for me to say something about the whole group? Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, Junior, I said that out loud. I'm just reading. Whatever words fly, I'm not screaming. I'm just reading. That's a good point, Tim. Yeah. You don't have to be friends with everybody, and people who aren't treating you well or treating the people around you well, I wouldn't be friends with them. Right? I mean, there's no reason that it's not a rule, no matter who you are. Our group, we're gonna head out in a second, so I was just waiting. Okay, we're heading out. See you in the group. See you in a second. You didn't write me a message. Okay, then we'll wait a second, okay? All right, make sure you go back to your English speaking. If, like, I'm gonna do that. Okay, I'm still there, good, all right. Okay, bringing everybody back, I think. Okay. All right. Him, I think, must have something to say. Don't forget to go back to your session, your globe. Okay, here we are. All right, so what were people's feelings about friendships? Like, what kind of friendships are we looking for? What do we call our friendships? When are our friendships bad? Anybody have any input they wanted to put out there?
We talked about the challenge of the boundaries with assistance and knowing when they're friends, knowing when they're working with you, and how difficult it was for everybody that, you know, sometimes they become like family members and sometimes they're not. And so just that was a really big challenge in our group.
And what do you guys do about that?
We didn't have a solution. It was really talking about we talked about boundaries when you had a bad relationship, and talking about what is when it's okay to stop being friends with somebody or stop seeing people. But we talked about, to make friends you have to be open-hearted, and sometimes when you go in open-hearted, sometimes you do get you get hurt.
Mm-hmm. That is an interesting line, right? The friendship versus employee line,
It really is. Yeah, it's because there's sometimes it can be a basis for a lifelong relationship many ways, right? And in other times it's got to be much more arm's length, and that, I think you have to proceed with a lot of caution and see where,
open eyes.
Right. Open eyes for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's I'm just, I don't live in that situation, so I'm not claiming to know, but I know for me, even in my work, I often have had employees who are friends of mine, personal friends of mine. And so just even having that professional relationship and that friendship relationship, and being real clear, right now I have this hat on, it does weigh heavy on you.
Right. I couldn't agree more. It's one of those things where you can't beat yourself up because, there isn't like strict lines, but you do have to be mindful of the different, when you're in one setting versus another, and just, be careful and kind of constantly take a reading on what's going on here, just so things don't get too blurry.
Right. And Tina's saying paid friends are not the same as real friends.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
One great thing I think thematically in our group, it's clear to me that self-determination is great in so many ways, but it's especially great in a source of relationships and connecting. I mean, in our group, being in an being with IF, other IFs, becoming an IF and teaming up took off into a much broader, richer thing. And that was from Sheila. And I have heard that from others as well. And it's so great. And as Tina said, like the self-determination Facebook, it's such a big, important thing that is so life-changing that actually that topic itself brings you together to work stuff through. And then it helps. It's also systemic advocacy, it all wrapped up in one. It's a meetup place, and you're doing really good stuff. So it was great to hear. Or parent support groups, and that then take off, like that go in directions. You meet through it's both a natural interest and a kind of sort of need too. It's fulfilling other needs, but it just made me feel good to hear about that.
Go, Tim. Well, he's typing. Pancho put in
When
the
I
chat.
see my team members,
Go.
when I see my team members off the clock, they are a different person, which I understand. Sometimes I avoid hanging out with them when they invite me to come out because I don't want to see that side of them as their employer, depending on our relationship.
That's something to think about. Yeah. I think, okay, I'm gonna read Pancho real quick, and then we're gonna go to Valdemitra. So Pancho put his website in here, interested in talking about research. So anybody whoever was talking about research too, grab that website. Because you guys might be connecting if you don't know each other already. Okay, go Valdemitra.
I want to apologize for last week. It was that I was there, Christina, but for some reason my phone wouldn't unmute and I couldn't so I was trying to get to my computer. I didn't get to answer my question. Just so you know. I have found what I'm learning. I had hired a lot of people that we knew, that we thought were friends or whatever, but I have decided, or we're deciding, that we actually just need to get professional people or something. Therefore, there's a line drawn, as to this is work, and that's our social life, whatever. Because it got kind of blurry, and it was just not working for my daughter. And the reason that I'm in this program is for my daughter's sake. That's what this was for. And when people are doing it for their own purposes, and I'm not getting the results that I need for my daughter. So we just decided we can't blur the lines. We're going with professional people that we know this, that this is your job. This is what you're supposed to do. We outline it. Friendship is not involved with it. So that was just our take.
That's a great point. It's kind of like when people are given respite hours and you're like, okay, respite hours, that's not going to help me. That's just hanging with me. I need you to be available to me to go do my thing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so difference. Yeah, that's a great point. Great point. Thanks for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
Zenaita's asking about self-determination classes. And I don't know, Zenaita, if you mean self-determination, like the ones that Regional Center wants you to go to get into the SDP program. Is that what you mean? Okay, I know Judy wants to share something. So Tim's typing, but we're gonna bring Judy in here too.
Zenaita, I can try to answer that real quick.
Yeah.
Please join our SDP Connects, which are every other week, pretty much twice a month. And look at all the recordings. If one of our staff could put the link to all the previous recordings in the chat, that would be great, because there's also Spanish recordings of them, and you can listen to them and learn a lot about the self-determination program. I am coming on real quickly because there is a hearing on Thursday in the state Senate where they are going to be talking about issues that are important to all of you in the developmental disabilities world. They're going to be talking about the funding of regional centers and regional center services. And we have, and the meeting is completely in person in Sacramento. And we know that many people with disabilities and the people who care for them are not able to come to get to Sacramento for this hearing. So we put in a request based on the Americans with Disabilities Act to ask for a phone number where people with disabilities and those who support them could come and could call and provide public comment to the senators. And we were granted this option. And so I am really urging those of you who might want to take advantage of this you can put your email in the chat, or you can private message it to me. And you could come to, and what I'm going to do is give your email address to the Senate, and they're going to send you directly the phone number and how you call in. This hearing will take place on Thursday from 10:30 in the morning. It starts at 9:30, but officially, but I think it'll most likely start around 10:30. And it's going to go for many hours. And the public comment period will be probably, if I had to guess, around 2 or so. And so you would have to be able to watch it online and be able to say when be able to call in at that time. And maybe we could get out an email to all of you to say when that was going to happen. But I really want to urge those of you with disabilities to do this, because we have asked for this accommodation, and if no one calls in, they're never going to give us the accommodation again. And I guess it's great for family members, and you will get this opportunity. But if people with disabilities themselves do not speak out, then they will say, well, see, we don't need to give these accommodations because nobody needs them. So please let me know. Tim, I'm putting your email address in. I'm forcing you to do this. I am forcing all of the self-advocates who work with DVU to do this. So I really hope, will they have Spanish translation for the hearing? Is that, Lulu, what you're asking?
Yeah.
They are not going to have Spanish translation. However, DVU and ICC are to the rescue, and we are arranging and paying for a Zoom. We're going to have a Zoom link where we are going to broadcast the hearing and pay for interpreters to interpret the entire day for you to hear. Well, the ICC has arranged for this, but I can get you access to their Zoom link. So if, and will there be Spanish translation for your testimony? The senator speaks fluent Spanish, so you should give your comment in Spanish, and she will be able to answer you in Spanish. Senator Menjivar. Okay, Lulu, we can ask Lulu if I answered her question. Let me pick my language.
Sí, hola, señora Judith. Yo aprecio mucho que pongan traducción ustedes y tal vez unidas con ICC que vayan a poner, pero creo que sería conveniente solicitar la traducción para que sea todo el público, porque sabemos que no todas las personas entran en su grupo de ustedes, entonces toda la mitad del otro se queda fuera o toda la otra parte se queda fuera. Entonces sería bueno que nos apoyen para que esto sea para todos.
So Lulu, I sent in an official request for Spanish interpretation to the Senate. I did it in writing, and I had Senator Menjivar try to help us, and they denied our request. So I should have started with that. We asked officially for the Senate to do this. They denied it. And so DVU and ICC are doing a workaround to try to help the community. But I 100% agree with you. They should be offering this to everyone. I 100% agree with you.
Gracias por el esfuerzo que están haciendo por hacer esa solicitud. Y sería bueno que toda la comunidad estemos haciendo una carta a los senadores para que entonces pongan esa traducción, porque a veces se cree que el interés es solo suyo y no de toda la comunidad. Sí nos gustaría que escuchen esta voz de que somos nosotros, toda la comunidad la que estamos pidiendo, y no solo un grupo, no solo una persona, sino que somos todos. Pero gracias por ese trabajo.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Thanks, Judy. Tim, we have 1 minute, Tim. Thanks, Judy.
Darlene and I and everyone at DVU are very sad because it's Christina last Communication Access Connect as a staff member.
So
Christina is going to medical school, and we would like to thank her for all of her excellent work. Christina, we will never ban you from Communication Access Connect, and you have the last word to sign us off.
Wow, no pressure. Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to replace everyone, but thank you. Thank you, everybody. It's been a great pleasure of mine to work with Disability Voices United the past 3 years. I really, really want to say my appreciation to our interpreters and everyone else who's either been a guest speaker, kind of helps us set up our Communication Access Connects. I know it's 5:30, so I'm going to wrap this up really quickly. I hope everyone else has a great rest of their day. It's truly been a pleasure, and I will continue to come to all the CACs that I can. Thank you so much, and hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. Thank
I
you.
want to play Academy Award music. Bye, everyone. See you next month.